So I'm here with a good old-fashioned book tag, and this one I was tagged by Henry from the channel Henry the Writer, which I will link his channel down below. Please go and check his channel out, he is fabulous. But I do owe Henry an apology because he tagged me in this at the beginning of May, and it's now the end of July and I'm only just getting to it. So sorry, Henry. I'm doing it now. Also, I haven't prepared for this at all, so we'll see how it goes. The first question is coffee, hot but not scalding. And for this one I'm going to struggle because I feel like a lot of my favourite hot romances are quite smutty, so would be considered scalding rather than hot. So that's a little bit tricky. Let me have a look through my Goodreads. Okay, I think I'm going to recommend, I don't know if this is really hot, but I liked the romance in this story, and that is The Mermaid, the Witch and the Sea by Maggie Tokuda Hall. And this is a queer romance story. I'm not going to say any more than that because I don't want to spoil, but it is a queer romance. And this book was just really atmospheric and great. It features a mermaid, a witch, and the sea is a character. In this story, it's kind of almost pirate fantasy type style. It's just great. But because that one's possibly not quite hot, I'll also throw in Hearts Are Jerks by Gabrielle Harbory, which is a poly story. So there you go, couple of options. Next up, Bagel. So good you can forgive the plot holes. Now I have a confession here. I don't really notice plot holes very often, if at all. So I'm not sure if I can actually answer this question. I can't think of a single book that had plot holes in it. I'm gonna have to skip this. Maybe I should try and be more observant. If I've read any books that you know have plot holes in them, let me know, and let me know what the plot holes were, because I guarantee you I won't have noticed. Cereal, best consumed quickly. Now this is an interesting one because I actually tend to prefer books that I read quickly. The quicker I read a book, the more likely I am to enjoy it, probably because pacing is incredibly important to me. But I think the one I'm going to suggest for this is the Keeper of the Lost Cities series by Shannon Messenger. I tend to binge these books in as close to one sitting as I can possibly get. I think I've managed to read the first 4, which are the only ones I've read so far, in either 1 or 2 sittings, and I think that's perfect because I find them unputdownable. So I think that's a really good option to read all in one go. And they're middle grade, so it's not too difficult to do. Toast, something that got a little dark. Okay, so for this one, I am going to recommend Slay by Brittany Morris, which I went into expecting kind of a fun sci-fi contemporary type mashup. It follows Kira, who has developed a video game that is specifically for black players so that they can have this safe space where they can go online and play a game and not be harassed, basically. And then something devastating happens in this game, or because of this game, and as a result it starts being accused of being racist or exclusionary. And Kira is a high school student. She also has to deal with being a high school student and dealing with her friends and problems with her boyfriend, and it was just so much more deep and dark than I went in expecting it to be, and that was absolutely fantastic. I loved it for that. But yeah, definitely unexpected, so I think that this one fits the toast prompt. Next up is Oatmeal, a book that makes you feel nice and warm. And the first book that jumps to mind when I think of this is actually a series of books, and that is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, which follows the romance between Nick and Charlie, who are high school's high school students in an all-boys school, and Charlie is out already. Nick thinks he's straight, but maybe he's not straight. Maybe he's something else. And it's just so gosh darn cute. Juice, pick your favourite flavour and then pick a favourite book based on its colour? Wow. Okay, so my favourite, I don't drink a lot of juice because I can't, but I do drink squash, and my favourite flavour of squash is Vimto. So I don't know what flavour it is, but it is purple. So now I have to pick a favourite book that's purple? Ooh. I'm realising that I don't seem to have a lot of purple books. Back to Goodreads. Oh, I tell you what, I'll recommend Solway by Nipita Nyong'o and illustrated by Vashti Harrison, which I read relatively recently, and it's just, the artwork is beautiful, the story is emotional, it's about colorism, but it's a children's picture book, so it's delivered in a very easy to understand and organic way, and it's lovely, and I highly recommend it. Egg or tofu scramble. As different ways to eat them as to live, name a memoir. I don't think I've ever read a memoir. I think the closest I can get is This Is Going to Hurt by Adam Kay, which is him recounting his time as a junior doctor. So I think that's the closest I can get. It's not a genre I read a lot. Fancy pastries, a genre you don't read all the time, but you enjoy when you do. And I think I have to go with sci-fi for this one, specifically young adult sci-fi. I don't read much of it, and I don't know why I don't read more of it, because inevitably, whenever I do, I tend to really enjoy it. Now, as I said, I thought that Slay was going to be young adult sci-fi, and it turned out to be much more contemporary because the video game wasn't really a huge part of the story, but definitely young adult sci-fi. I really enjoy them, and I definitely need to read them more often. Mimosa. Ooh. Getting into brunch territory, name a book you are looking forward to. Well, I just filmed my August TBR, so I have my pile of August TBR books next to me, so let me try and pick one, just one of these. Otherwise, TBR video just here. I'm excited to read. I'm basically excited to read everything on my physical TBR, but let me pick one. I think I'm going to go with A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow, because I was just about to say I haven't read a mermaid fantasy in a while. That's not true. I read a mermaid fantasy a couple of months ago, but it was The Mermaid, the Witch and the Sea, which I mentioned earlier, but this one is more mermaidy, I think, and slightly contemporary in style, and I don't know, I'm just really drawn to this story for some reason, and I'm looking forward to reading it. And then Breakfast for Dinner, which, by the way, I love. Name a breakfast food that you like to eat and a book of your choice. So, for I like a lot of things for breakfast. I like sweet things basically all day. So, I mean, most of the time I eat cereal, but I do like pancakes. I do like a good traditional English fry-up, which I know flies in the face of the whole sweet thing that I just said, but it's true. And I also just like, you know, plain yogurt with honey, maybe with some bananas as well. Yum. And as for a book, I am going to talk about The Sound of Stars by Alicia Dow, which I read a couple of months ago, and I just want to hype as much as possible on here because I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, and it's young adult sci-fi, and it's just absolutely fantastic. Basically, it follows a dystopian version of our future where aliens have invaded and they've made all forms of entertainment illegal, and our main character is running an illegal library, and our other main character is a lab-made alien who shouldn't have any emotion at all but loves music, and how they come together in unexpected ways, and it's just so great, and I just think that everybody should read it because it deals with so many incredible themes, but then still has a really fun and fast-paced plot. So it's not all doom and gloom, but it deals with those important themes as well. So that's the book I want to mention. And this was fun. Thank you to Henry for tagging me. I suppose I need to tag people now. Let me tag Candice from the channel Curious Language, and I'm also going to tag Joshana from the channel Joshana C, and I guess I'll tag Ashley from Bookish Realm, although I very much doubt she will ever see this video, but on the very off chance that she does, hi Ashley, you are tagged. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks. Bye.